Hello, welcome to the video and the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jutta-Liisa and I'm making crochet tutorials. This week's tutorial is, well, as you can see, pumpkins. I think it's about time we start doing this so you can also finish in time all your projects. And this particular pumpkin is one of my favorites because it's scalable. So you only have to learn one pattern, and this is very simple. It's made with single stitches and nothing else. And you can make a tiny one. This has been made with fingering weight yarn and hook size 2.5 millimeters. And this is the exact same thing made with double knit and size 4 if I remember correctly, so exactly the same thing. And this one here, this is made with a chunky yarn and a size 6 millimeter hook, again the exact same thing, so you can do whatever you need. And if this is not enough, then you can go and double the stitches and rows and go bigger. So this is made with same yarn as this one, and the number of stitches has been doubled. It's still undone because I didn't have enough stuffing, so the shape is not quite right, but you get the point. Today we are making the tiny one, so this is what I make for keychains and I like it. I like it very much. This is a bit big for, well, maybe this would go for a charm or something like that, and this is decoration. Obviously, this is my favorite. This is a wool yarn scraps I had from a sweater, and it came out very, very nice. But let's get to it. So we will start with the orange one. And as I said, this is very simple. So we will make a foundation chain of 14 stitches. So we will start with slip knot and just chain 14. Let's tighten that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for turning. Then we will continue with single stitch. The amount of stitches will stay the same the whole time. So let's just go to another direction. Single stitches, nothing more, same 14. I'll meet you at the other end. And now we have the first row done, and we will just finish it and make 1 for turning. So from row 2 forward, we will crochet the single stitches to back loop only, which means that we will do a basic single stitch, but because you can see here 1, 2, you have like 2 loops per stitch, you only take, we call it back loop. It depends where you're looking from, but this one that is on top of the other one or on back side of the work, and we will do the single stitches only to the back loop, and we will keep doing the back loop only until we're finished with this part of the job. Let's do this row and then I will explain what else we're gonna do. I'll meet you at the end. That was row 3, and now we can see it starts to look a bit different because we only use the back loop, and we will continue doing this until you get to this point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 bumps each side. So this is now ready. I can admit that I'm very lazy counting rows, but it doesn't matter with this. If you have one too many or one too few, it really doesn't matter. If you make more, you're just gonna end up with a wider pumpkin, and if you do less, you're gonna just end up with a bit smaller. What we do next is we are gonna attach these. So this way, you can choose whichever to be right side, they are the same. So I will use a slip stitch to attach these, but if you want or are more familiar with sewing them together, that's fine as well. Doesn't really matter at all. And this one that is now up, this will be the inside, so it's up to you how pretty you want it to be. I take the full stitch for this one to make sure that it doesn't stretch and sew the inside of this beautiful work. Actually, I'm not slip stitching, I'm single stitching them together. Well, anyway, as I told, this is not too precise work. Just make sure that they are, you know, together securely. Like this. Now we can cut the yarn and leave you some yarn to work with. No, you don't need too much. Just enough that you're comfortable doing the rest. I will turn the work now, and now you have right side up. This is what we have now. Now we will tighten one end of this to make it look a bit more like pumpkin. Actually, we'll leave both of the yarns outside so we can nicely tie them together and secure the fit. So how I do this is in before the bump, out after it, in before, out after, in before, and out after, so these will stay on top. The whole round. In before and out after. Leave the yarn outside of the work. And now we will tighten it. Just depending on the yarn. This is very pull-proof yarn, so I can pull quite hard. But for example, this wool yarn, you cannot pull that much, so you need to be careful and maybe tighten along the way. But this one, just go with it. Tighten it, and then we will secure the tightness with the yarn we had here conveniently. And now we have like a hat. Now we need some stuffing, and you can be creative. If you don't have stuffing with you, you can use the end of the yarns and stuff like that. Like this one is filled with the yarn scraps, because why not? And also depending on the yarn you're using, this is quite unflexible yarn I have. Cotton yarn in my hands right now, so I will stuff it quite a lot to have the correct shape. So I will stuff on the side so I can get it to round up from the middle the way I want to. A little testing. Woo! The work is coming up together. So now we need to get this yarn to the other side. So let's get back to the needle. And we will go, as you can see, we are on this end. So I want to go through here so that when we, not just here, but here also, so that when we tighten it to the other side, we can create this like indentation here, and it doesn't become lopsided. If we just go through the hole, only the other side will go in, and the other side will like stay up. And let's see if we have a bit better luck this time. Yeah, this is better. This is better. And some stuffing on the sides. Right. So now we will tighten up this end. And I will just go with the same rule as I did. In before the bump, out after it. And in before it. And this side is tighter. Out after, in before, and out after the whole round again. Completely same thing. In before the pump, out after it, back in. And then we will tighten it up. And as we tighten this side, you can see that this goes in. So this is all done with the same yarn. So just make sure it's tight enough. And then we again go through here to create. And we go back to the other end. And then we just tight until you're happy with it. You can relocate some stuffing and nice. The pumpkin shape. And we can again secure with the yarn we had here waiting for us. Easy peasy. I will leave the yarns here because I still have the leaf to attach. So you can leave them here. Depending on I have some leaves, and then I have no leaves, and then I have nothing. Whatever you want, the attachment depends on it, but I make it separately. I don't really know. Is this like a stump? Maybe stump is a good word for that. Don't really know. And this is also super easy leaf. I'm starting with the leaf. So just slip knot. Too tight. And then we will chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 for turning. And this is the simplest leaf you can do. This doesn't work in very big size, so if you're going for a very large one, you double the size of this one, for example, you will have to come up with something else, but for the small ones, this is brilliant. 1 single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, so we go bigger and bigger, then treble, and oh, that's not treble, treble, and we do 3 of these. One. Another treble. And the third one. Then we go back down, so double. Half double. And single. And that's it. You gotta leave. Yeah, let's make it 4. I think I did that one with 3, but I'm not sure anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attach. 1. 2. 3. And 4. No need to attach these. Just keep going until you're ready. Then you can slip stitch it away. And then I just collect them and pull through. This looks always worse here alone than it does when you put it in there. Let's just cut the yarn. We have something to work with. We pull it through, and because this will be the top, we will just clean it up inside of this thing we made. So now we have our stump and leaf. You can tell me if this is not stump. I really don't know. And we will just pull this through. Both of them. Like this. We have these here. So we will clean them up. So we just pull the green ones through. So I will secure them with the orange ones. They will go nicely inside the work without any extra efforts. So just tie them in. Then we will weave them in and cut it. So there will be nothing left basically. So here we have the rest of the ends. I'm just gonna go inside the work. And let's say we go out from there. You can pull them all through at the same time, or do 2 separate if you have very tight pumpkin. Just out from the side. And then I will tighten it up. Cut them very close to the work. And then just And if you have some ends, you can always pull them back in. And we're done. Leave a comment if you have feedback or anything. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. And especially let me know if there's something you would like to see as a tutorial, something you haven't found, and I will check if I can make it and make it understandable to you. And hey, while you're here, if you watched all the way through and enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It will help me greatly. See you in the next tutorial.